Assalamualaikum. We meet again in Dayline News at 12 p.m. where we talk about Islamic finance in Malaysia.
Today, our top news is about Islamic finance contract in Malaysia. So, what is Islamic finance?
Islamic finance contract is the contract adopted by the various modern-day Islamic banks, investment company and other financial institutions which practice and interprets the Sharia law in their products.
Some of the example of the Islamic finance contract is Murabaha, Musyarakah, Ijarah and others. Today, we will focus on Murabaha contract.
Murabaha contract is a type of contract, a form of sale, where the seller expressly mentions the cost of the sold commodity he has incurred and sell it to the another person by adding the some profit or markup thereon. But how about the pillars of Murabaha?
We should have the product, selling price, contracting parties, and offer and acceptance. Other conditions that Murabaha must have to be in the value are no riba trading shall be involved, and the initial contract must be valid.
Lately, there are some issues regarding Murabaha contract related to the markup that being charged in Murabaha contract by the bank. Either it is riba or permissible in Islam.
Our reporter have met a Chief of Finance of Bank Islam, Dr. Ajil to explain further about this issue.
Assalamualaikum everyone. Murabaha is the most popular and most common mode of Islamic financing. It is also known as a markup or cost plus financing. The word Murabaha is derived from the Arabic word ribhu, which is profit. Originally, Murabaha was a contract of sale in which a commodity is sold on a profit. The seller is obligated to tell the buyer his cost price and the profit he is making. This contract has been modified a little for application in the modern financing. It has been estimated that 80 to 90% of financial operation of Islamic bank belongs to this category. The Murabaha mode of finance operates in the following way. The client approaches the bank to get a finance in order to purchase a specific commodity. An interest-based bank will lend the money or the interest to this customer. The customer will go and buy the required commodity from the market. This option is not available to the Islamic bank as it does not operate on the basis of interest. It cannot lend the money on the interest. It can lend the money with zero interest as it has to make some money to stay in this business. Some banking institutions may offer an interest-free loan. However, the banking institution have to make a profit to stay in this business. So this is where Murabaha model take place. The bank purchase the commodity on a cash and sell it to the customer on a profit. Since the client has no money, so the client will buy the commodity on a deferred payment basis. Thus, the client got the commodity and then the bank will make some profit on the amount it had spent in acquiring the commodity. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
From the explanation just now, we can summarize that Murabaha contract is a mechanism that has to be conducted with complete sincerity by the seller, and the seller must stating the cost price of the purchase and the total profit incurred clearly and truthfully. There are also pros and cons related to Murabaha contract.
Yes, that's right. Some of the advantages are that the buyer knows for sure what additional amount of money he is paying in the seller in the form of profit. Second, Sharia does not permit any financial penalty to be imposed on the conductors for the purpose of compensating the creditors.
There are also disadvantages, which is it is fixed return type of transaction because the Murabaha contract deals are always in the short-term period.
Besides the issue that explained by Dr. Haji Ahmadi, there are also other issues, right, Nur Shaza?
Yes, that's true. The other issue are rebate in the event of default, which is the issues is whether the bank must give rebate to its customer in case of default or to give early settlement or not. The second one, disclosure of the cost price itself. The seller obligates to disclose the actual cost. If the exact cost cannot be ascertained or unknown, it is possible to have Murabaha contract.
Wah, but in general, we know Islamic contract is more attractive than trusted than conventional contract. We, as a Muslim, should support Islamic product in Malaysia. Okay, we will continue with our reporter exile, Raihan Hafiz, in helping people buy Ijarah, HPBI.
Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. Today, sure you are with me, Raihan Hafiz, for the show HPBI for 23 April 2019 live from TV3. A young lady with a messy look, sleeping everywhere, hanging around at Bandar Kirana Street from last week. It has been reported that girl have nothing left due to she has been robbed. The case opened to showdown HPBI tonight. Let's go. Miss? Miss? Miss, are you okay? I heard that you have been troubles. Don't worry. HPBI team and I come to help you out.
Alhamdulillah, syukur. But I'm not really okay. Last week, I got a terrible nightmare in my life. I lost my job. And at the moment I'm going to back home, there is a big mafia. Around 5 to 6 people. They stopped me. They urged me to stop sideways. They took my car away. I really afraid at that time. And now, I'm considering to find a new job nearby here. But I got rejected. I don't know what to do right now. Hey, sure.
MashaAllah, there are too many challenges you face. Why not you search job at other places?
I'm considering that too. But I don't have money to buy a new car. How will I buy it?
It's okay, my dear. You have the option to purchase the car by paying in installment.
But, hey, you, go. Hey. But, I don't want to bear any interest. As far as my late father told me that God permitted trade, but forbidden interest.
Have you heard that Islamic bank provide non-interest based financing which is called Ijarah?
Ijarah? What is that?
Ijarah is an Arabic term which refer to a renting of an asset.
How does it work?
These transactions work on rental-based structure which from a relationship between lessor and lessee. The bank as a lessor purchase the vehicle based on your preference and they rent it out to you, which at that time you become the lessor for an agreed period of time and agreed rental amount. If you are interested, I can bring you to meet bank officer tomorrow.
Okay.
Pity on her. Alhamdulillah, due to some reports, HPBIT managed to help her. Okay, that's all from Dayline News for today. Until we meet again, thank you. Bye.
The next day.
Come in.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam.
Hi, Miss Ali.
Hi. Have a seat.
Thank you. My name is Paipa.
Hi.
I'm from HPBI program.
Hi, good morning. I heard about you, Afifa. I feel sorry for you. So you're really interested in Ijarah, right?
Yes. How Islamic vehicle financing differ from interest-based leasing, Miss?
Yes, it's totally different, Afifa. In Islamic leasing system, the finance vehicles has lost its usage purposes. The customer is not liable to pay the rental for the period they have been broken, which the vehicle is not functional because it's on rent. For example, if the vehicle meet with an accident and it's current for 1 month, your repair you are not required for the rental for that month unless the non-usability for the vehicle is due to your misconduct. However, if using the interest-based leasing system, it would require the monthly net payment irrespective of the usage condition. Is it right, Afifa?
Oh, really? Wow!
Yes, besides, our bank does not profit charging the customer any penalty for the late payment as the rental amount is already agreed. However, this feature can be easily abused. In order to avoid this abuse, the vehicle finance is required to undertake a pre-agreed donation into the bank in case of such delay payment. Don't worry, Afifa, any such donation is completely prohibited from entering the investment pool of bank.
What if I want to settle the payment early?
Yes, you can. Absolutely, you can. You are permitted to do so, which result the termination of the Ijarah contract. The bank will offer to sell the vehicle to you under the sale contract.
Oh, I see. Okay, I think I got to find a with Ijarah. I hope with this car I can get a new job.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh everyone. We meet again in Nur Season 2 that discuss on the Islamic finance in Malaysia. Today with us is there are 3 panels which are the first panel with us Dr. Siti Norain, the Chief Officer of the Bank Islam. Hello. The second panelist is important officer that with us today is the Dr. Siti Noraina from the Sharia Advisory Council of BNM. Hi. And the third panelist for today is the Dr. Nur Afifah, who is the receiver award of House of Islamic Finance in 2017. Welcome. As we know, today Islamic financial is widely applied to many countries, especially here in Malaysia. So, Islamic financial is Islamic finance that is operate according to the Sharia law. They are work just like the conventional. They have investment, funding, also insurance company. However, these entities are governed both by the Islamic law and the finance industry rules and regulations that apply to their conventional counterpart. So, Dr. Norain, I had read recently about the home finance issue about the home financing by using the BBE. That is more expensive than used by the conventional. So can you explain more about this issue?
Okay, thank you for the question. So, this perception is not true. Why? Because today more than 55% of the holder Islamic bank are held by the non-Muslim. According to my research, they are willing to use Bithaman Ajil Islamic contract rather than conventional for their house because usually the Islamic contract is the long term for 20 to 30 years. And most of the non-Muslim choose Islamic home financing because it is based on a sale and buy basis that the price are fixed and the interest is not fluctuate. For example, I send my phone to you at RM 100 ringgit per month by that. Let's say on the 5th month, you don't want to pay RM 100, you just want to pay RM 80 only. It is can't be done right. Why? Because at the first agreement, we already agreed, we already had made the akad that the price is fixed at 100 ringgit. There is no interest is held because this is an Islamic contract. That's why buy Bithaman Ajil are more competitive than the conventional because it is not affected by rising rate day by day. Thank you for the question.
Okay, thank you Dr. Noaim for your explanation just now. So, Dr. Rahana, what is the buy Bithaman Ajil or BBA from the Islamic perspective. May you explain this?
Buy Bithaman Ajil is one of the most popular Islamic financing technique used in Malaysia, and it can be considered as a substitute of the finance lease. It is used by a customer to purchase asset of a substantial value in installment, from which they can generate future cash flow. In this agreement, the customer gets the asset and required to make payment as per the agreed tenure in installment. The customer purchasing the asset is required to pay the profit to the financial institutions that arrange the asset. Scholars have noted that excessive ambiguity, which is rara, must be avoided in formulating the contract. Hence, an asset having a physical existence and identified by the customer, the risk of a rara are minimized. However, if the sale or a purchase agreement is for the house which is to construct, its merits, concern over the legality of a buy Bithaman Ajil, which is a BBA, as the outcome of such an agreement will be uncertain. The concept of buy Bithaman Ajil has been implemented in almost all financial institutions of Malaysia since 1983.
So, Dr. Raihana, can you briefly explain about the condition to make the contract is valid?
Okay, so for the pillars and the condition of Al-Buy Bithaman Ajil, which is a BBA, first is seller and purchaser, which is both of them must be sound mind, attain age of puberty and intelligence. Next, subject matter exists during the time of the purchase, known by the seller and the purchaser. Lawful and permissible or halal under Sharia, the seller is the owner of the subject matter, and the subject matter could be delivered to the purchaser, which include the transfer of ownership. BBA is subjected to the condition of transaction for non-ribawi item. If involved in a ribawi item, the ribawi item helps to be different categories and type. The next pillars or condition is price. The price must be known by the seller and the purchaser, where the payment must be made in the currency agreed by the both of them. And then lastly is akad, which ijab and kabul must be absolute, decisive and defined language to be made in one session.
Okay, thank you Dr. Raihana for your explanation just now about the condition and pillars of the BBA. Next, I would like to ask Professor Afifah, how about the criticism on the BBA?
Okay, thank you. Criticism of BBA. The first one is similarity to conventional loans. In the conventional system, home financing is of course usually interest-based and forbidden in Islam. But the current BBA home financing is not much different. Instead of charging the customer interest, the Islamic financier charges a profit derived through a buy and sell contract. But regretfully, the profit rate is dependent on the market interest rate due to arbitrage activity. Therefore, while the BBA is practiced as Sharia compliance in some countries, it is nonetheless similar to the conventional mode with the profit rate tracking the market interest concept. Some jurists even consider the BBA concept to be a means to circumvent the prohibition of charging interest rate rather than being a different concept altogether.
Okay, thank you for your explanation just now, Prof. Afifah. So, as far from the sharing of the three panelists today, we can conclude that there are many legal and Sharia issues that arise from the BBA as it functions as a mode of financing facility, because BBA is in the first instance is not a financing facility, but it is merely a contract of sale. So there are a lot of suggestions that if BBA want to continue its role as a mode of financing facility, they need to revise their standard operating procedures to be applied to the management of BBA. to ensure the true essence of Sharia principle as well as the Malaysian legal system. So thank you to the panelists for joining with me. See you again next time. Assalamualaikum.